known as Adorso. And thank you for joining us once again. We're here to look at what the issues are in the constituency. Yesterday, we were at Ayawaso East constituency. We had some great interactions as it is. And you can send your messages through our streams, especially concerning what you want to have addressed when it comes to not only your community issues, but also issues regarding the constituency, the choices you have to make in the lead up or run up to the December 7, 2024 general elections. And let me just do a quick introduction. And usually what I'll do is I'll want them to introduce themselves. So I'll start from my extreme left. And let me just give the mic to you.
My name is Theophilus Mate.
Theophilus Mate. Okay, and you?
And mine is Joseph Baba Yakubu.
Okay, so Baba Yakubu right here. Joseph.
My name is Jeffrey Tete.
My name is Christian Ankamanu.
Okay, so Christian Ankama also helping us with the discussion. Now let me just go to Mr. Tete here, right here. And you take a look at what the constituency has been, the historical antecedents of the constituency, foremostly over the last period of the last 2 terms of this administration. What would you say are your foremost observational priorities you think the community should be having, the constituency and the constituency should be having, by way of development, socio-economic reforms and change, and then the community reforms that you also need?
All right, thank you very much. And let me say a hearty good morning to your cherished viewers. Yes, when you look at Dade Kotopon in general, Dade Kotopon has predominantly been led by, let me say, male MPs until the current member of parliament, who is a female. Now, we've had 8 elections, and for the 8 elections, the NDC has dominated with 6 terms, and the MPP had 2 terms. Now, when it comes to developments in general over the past 2 terms, since let me say 2016, by 2016 we had an MPP person, that's in the person of Vincent Sowa Odote, and currently Rita Odolef Sowa. Now, during till the time of Vincent Odote, some of the issues that came up were about our lands, about what you already know, the La General Hospital, and then issues concerning the youth in general. Some of these issues borders on education, some on substance abuse and stuff like that. Now, let me narrow it down to development and go to the La General Hospital issues. So when the hospital was demolished, we were promised it was going to be built within 2 years. As we speak now, it's just recently, that's the tail end of last year, that some actual work was started. Yesterday, I was on the grounds to see what is happening there. There is some semblance of some work being done. But our expectation is that work will be sped up so that our people will have access to quality health care. Currently, where we access health care, the La Polyclinic, which is just close by the local radio station here, is not adequate enough to accommodate the numbers that come in. Now, there is another issue which is a thorn in our flesh now. We are talking about the main road that runs all the way from Nungwa and passes through La. We've had a lot of vehicles knocking down people just because the road has not been completed. And for the past 2 years, the contractor has parked and left the site. So there's actually no work going on there. And when you look at the state of the road, portions of the road are in a deplorable condition to the extent that it's very unmotorable. And that is, we don't also have street lights there. And so in the evenings, people who are crossing, and you see, because there has been an expansion, the span of the road is now wider. And so when people are crossing, it takes a longer time for them to cross. And because there are no street lights, oncoming vehicles find it difficult to see, or the drivers find it difficult to see the pedestrians, and they end up knocking them. So we've had a lot of knockdowns over the period. Generally, the infrastructure development in La. Recently, there was a a school called the Roman JHS. It took the youth to start agitating before the assembly came in, and they did some work there, which appears to be okay, but we feel that it could have been done better. So when you look at our concerns, we are dealing about education, we are talking about healthcare, we are talking about infrastructure, and then the general socioeconomic, well-being of the people. And like I said, the youth. Our expectation is that government would focus on activities that would help the youth build their capacity for the future. But when you look at the situation of the youth today, most of them have gone into vices, social vices, which is a problem to a few of us who feel that these things should have been taken care of, so that our brothers and sisters who are following us will also rise up to that level where we expect the community to get to.
But at the end of the day, Theo, there are key issues under consideration. You are located in the center of Accra. You are also located in a cosmopolitan area. And now, particularly, you find out for many areas, and you look at the statistics, it's the youth who dominate. Do you think that the pattern of development in the Ladade Kotopon constituency meets the aspirations of young people when they form the productive age group, what the statistics are from the Ghana Statistical Service?
I personally don't think the development we have in La meets the standard we want it to be. Because from what you are seeing, my brother has said a lot. The general hospital, which is La, has been demolished over a period of time, and up till now, there has not been any proper work being done on the site. And like he also said, there are lots of social vices that is occurring in the town now. A lot of people, you see a lot of young girls, teenage girls, being pregnant at a very young age. And I don't think the level of development is up at all.
So what can better be done based on what your observations are, in terms of what your observations are, and then what can be done to resolve them?
Good morning to your cherished viewers. With my observation, gone are the days, if I will start from where my brother Jeff ended from, gone are the days we used to, the youth, and then when the trade fair was not demolished, normally when the trade fair is open, we do go there, the youth do go there with their parents, they help their parents sell and other things. So at the end of the day, it helps in youth development, and then to assist their parents pay their fees and the rest. But recently, the trade fair has been demolished, and then they said the devil find work for an idle hand. So because the youth don't find anything doing, you see them doing, going wayward, and then doing other things that are not inure to the benefit of, are not inure to the development of the youth in the community. That is why the current MP has brought up her youth training program that she's helping the youth. The ladies will go there and learn sewing. Others will also learn catering. Others are learning soap making and the rest. So I think with that, she is helping the youth to develop of late, if I will say.
So how has the trade fair, its demolition, and then perhaps the stagnation it has seen so far affected the community? Because it looks to be a key issue among all of you.
Good morning to our viewers. Yeah, like my brothers have said, the demolition of the street fair has really cost a lot to the La, especially because when there was street fair, a whole lot of things happened. If I am a fashion designer, I can go and inspect what I have sold there. People will come and buy. Other youth also comes to work. It says other youth will be coming, parking the cars. At least at the end of the day, if the driver is coming to move his car, he will definitely tip them something small. So I think the demolition of this street fair has cost a lot to the youth, and it's a solely thing that has made the youth to be in a bad situation now in La. So this is what we are pleading for. The trade fair should be immediately, the government and other social people who are employed and has the power to see how best this trade fair can be done for us, so that the other things will, on the youth will also decrease small for us.
Which other things do you think are some of the main concerns that you think should be highlighted?
The building of the trade fair, is very, 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 very important to us. Yeah.
Now, if you take a look at the way we have the interaction with the various political stakeholders, whether it's civil society, the various political parties, the district assembly or the municipal assembly on one hand, etc., could we have a better structure by way of carrying concerns from constituents or those who live in the municipality to the assembly so that they can be better addressed?
All right, thank you. Yes, I would agree that there should be better channels of carrying concerns. Now, the assembly organizes what we call the town hall meetings periodically, where they interact with the community. So what they do usually is that we break the constituency into segments. And so weekly, the assembly goes to one particular area, maybe an electoral area, and interacts with the people there. But the frequency at which these things happen, to me, I think is not enough. I think it should be something that is done constantly, so that every now and then the people get to express their views on issues bothering them. Their concerns are taken by the assembly, and then immediately they are addressed. Can you imagine if maybe every quarter there's a town hall meeting, the immediate problems they have within that quarter, and then the assembly decides to solve that problem, then it is done. So the next time when they come back, if there's any issue, then they solve them. But sometimes they wait. It is like an annual or biannual something. And the period, I think, is quite too long. Now, the other one I'll talk about is the assembly should open maybe a department within their offices, so that people can easily walk in and then express their concerns. So if, for instance, we have an issue within the Lakpana electoral area, people should be able to rise up and go to the assembly and share those sentiments. Maybe the assembly members and their unit committee members should also, find time to interact with their people. In fact, I don't see the assembly members especially doing that kind of interaction. Yes, I know some of them do their bit, especially when the rains come. I know a few of them who would step into the rain and visit certain places they know are problematic, so that they find out what the concerns are and they come back to solve. I have seen assembly members going around, checking street lights and ironing those things out. But I'll go back to the issue of the youth and then the social vices we are having. Now, somewhere around 2017, Dade Kotopon was rated as the place where substances are abused most. And we looked at issues like the abuse of marijuana and then tramadol. And Dade Kotopon came tops. I'm happy to say that for some time now, it's gone down. But it is not a good signal for us. And I think that this issue is not just about the youth, but it also concerns security, national security. Because once somebody gets into those things and goes to a certain level, and they don't have the money because economically they are not up there, they don't have the money, they find ways and means to get money. So somebody can break into my house and pick my phones and laptop, go and sell just to go and buy weed and smoke. It becomes a security issue. If I should confront the person may attack me. And so these are the things we think that the assembly spearheading security in the municipality should take seriously. Collaborate with the security forces like the police and make sure that there are constant raids. I can tell you on authority, without fear, that this area in which we are sitting, we have, a serious problem when it comes to substance abuse. We have a whole lot of our people, but it is because the people do not find jobs to do. And look, we heard about one district, one factory. For about 8 years now, this is a whole municipality. I have not seen one factory under that policy in here. Assuming we had a factory that produces items and we are to employ people, we are going to take some of these youth and employ them. And then also the assembly and government should be creating that enabling environment for businesses to be able to thrive. Now, when businesses thrive and they are able to expand, that is where they are able to employ more of our people. Now, let me come to one controversial issue which has taken the airwaves in recent times. We've heard about the sale of these hotels. When you go to La Palm Royal Hotel, you go to Labadi Beach Hotel, I can tell you the number of indigenes who work there, the number is quite huge. If it's going into the hands of a private person, and the person decides that he's going to do some job cuts, can you imagine what will happen to our people? Our people are going to come home. Today, I'm not going to address the issues about land with the traditional authorities when it comes to those hotels. But I'm looking at the employment issues. So if there are going to be job cuts, who are going to suffer? It is the indigenes from La who are employed there who are going to suffer. And that's why we are saying that some of these things should be looked at. Back to the La General Hospital issue. Assuming that government had decided at that time to commence the work, immediately they cut the sword. Up to now, you can imagine the people who will be employed, same as the trade fair. But work is being done in pieces. And so just a handful of people, when they started the job, some of us went to the ministry and asked them that, can you consider local content? Up till now, we have not seen that happen. At the La General Hospital. Okay. And I can tell you, at the trade fair site, I'm not sure local content has also been included. And so if, the environment is created for those things, and in fact, the people who are doing recruitment for them, they should consider the indigenes. Most of these people we are talking about who are on the streets engaged in these social vices would have been employed, and we wouldn't see these things on our streets.
Is it a great concern that, for example, because it's a cosmopolitan area, we have the La General Hospital, and the development had been at a slow pace until the ministry said it had kick-started through a GOG initiative by way of the funding, that you don't have the basic or some of the biggest hospitals within the constituency for you? Is it a concern?
It's a major concern to every citizen of La Dadekotopon. Why do I say so? We've seen hospitals being built, but it wasn't raised down to the ground. If I would cite an example, the Rich Hospital, it was being built without raising all the entire facility to the ground. The old facility to the ground. The development was done in phases. So we were expecting the government, if they want to give us such a facility, they should do it in phases, so that some of our mothers who were gainfully employed around the facility wouldn't have been left idle. So it's a very major concern to us when the facility was raised down. When NDC was in power, or let's say when His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was in power, he built a lot of facilities that is helping most of the community. The Bank Hospital is around just here, cantonment here. We saw the way it was being built, and now when you go there, you see a lot of business activities around there, and then it is helping. But just that nowadays, the cost of hospital bills around that facility is higher. But this being a local hospital, we were expecting they would have done it in phases, so that at least our people can have that benefit of hospital distance. And then when you look at when the hospital was raised down, we have the La Polyclinic, as my brother said. The MP was able to assist them, and then when you go there now, they run 24 hours. But the facility is too small to accommodate a lot of people. So
that's the polyclinic?
Yeah, that is the polyclinic. So that is why when you go to the polyclinic now, you see that even though they are doing their best, they will not be able to take the numbers as the general hospital used to take.
At the end of the day, were there interactions with you when the General Hospital was supposed to take off, and then subsequently you were supposed to then have it constructed? I mean, whether it's from central government or from the municipality. Did they interact with the young people, the youth leader, the various associations, the politically exposed persons?
Not to the best of my knowledge. Nothing of that sort. That is what we were expecting. I think my brother Jeff is here. He is representing the Kula group. I don't know whether they were consulted.
What's their full name?
Coalition of La Youth Association. Yeah, I don't know whether they were consulted, but they are the leaders of the La Youth Coalition of La Youth Association. I don't think they were consulted. And to our surprise or to our amusement, we just saw them coming. Then they poured libation and then they started demolishing the whole thing. And we don't know what is going on.
All right, Tio. Okay, let me ask a question before. Tio, at the end of the day, the critical thing is to make sure that everybody is well represented. Having made a good point based on observation about the difficulties with the absence of the La General Hospital, and then the dependency then would have to be for only the polyclinic. Have you then observed and identified that it has made the easy and swift or quick access to health during emergencies a problem for constituents in La?
Thank you very much. And I must say that with the current economic crisis, somebody from La Township could easily walk to La Polyclinic and have access to quality healthcare. But you go there and they'll tell you there is nothing there. So you have to board another car, maybe to Teshin or to 37. You might get there and they'll tell you the hospital is also full up. You have to get another car and go back. It's making things very, very, very difficult for us. I think our honorable MP has done a lot in trying to improve the polyclinic we have here, but it's not been enough. She needs more empowerment from government to have it done properly, because if not that, we have a lot of problems in terms of healthcare.
But ideally, how then do we circumvent that? How do we try to speak to the assembly and then also maybe the MP on one side to get all this addressed?
I think the only thing is that everything is about lobbying. The MP has always been advocating for more things to be done since they've already brought down the General Hospital to be brought to the polyclinic, but to no avail. So she's doing it in her own small way. So I think if the municipal assembly could and the government could also support things will be done proper. I think so.
I think one important thing. Okay. I have. What's your name, sir? And then just do a full introduction of yourself.
My name is Husnani Akosoa. Yeah, I'm a communication director in La Dekotopon for NDC.
Okay. Now, as we have it, one of the key issues that have been raised here is the lack of jobs. And La Dekotopon is in a metropolitan area. Accra is the capital. And somebody will ask, if we have a lack of jobs being the trend among young people, what could be the cause? I mean, is it part of the national problem or not? And how do we, how has that brought issues up among young people? How can we resolve that as well? Let me start with you.
Okay, I would like to greet our fellow listeners and viewers. And at this particular point in time, our issue here is not about the job issue. It's about the collapse of where we normally generate job. You see, most people in La focus on the trade fair. You see, I as a person have an office at the trade fair. Okay. And I have about 11 guys who are working for me. And the whole building is collapsed. They demolished the whole thing. So what would the people be? Jobless will come in. We have over 1,000 people who works in the trade fair. And among the 1,000 people, about 70% are the indigenous of La. I know the Greendom, if you can understand, there's a Greendom in the trade fair. They manufacture plastic or rubber slippers. Now they have reconvened to Nsawam. Most people couldn't follow up to Nsawam because they have nowhere to stay. Let's come back to areas like the General Hospital. We have a place whereby people make ends meet. Even our mummies, our mothers, and our parents work there. There are people who generate their income from selling ice water, and the place is collapsed. So when you think about these few issues, then that is where the problem is. Now, most of the things we cherish most, that when you go to even the license office and you say you are from La, they know you know how to drive, because we have a lot of drivers here. And when you check, we don't have a station. So our transports are scattered around. These are some of the common things that we envisage. Most people also do their own private jobs. Like they have their stores where they sell whatever they have to. Whatever they have on their tables, they do. For about 2 years ago, we did the Operation Cranium Frontage, where they clear most of the people without any proper notice. Okay? Most people are jobless now because they couldn't reconvene whatever energy they have into business again. So you can easily see, they say they are coming to tile up the place and nothing has been done. They leave the skeletons out there. Most of the debris are still lying down there. When you try to reconvene yourself to start any business, Abaye people will follow you. These are some of the things we have found out that is killing the people in La. Okay, when you check the streets of La, you can easily see it is not about political issue. It is about the people who live in our vicinity. We welcome each and everybody. As we sit down here, it is not about the indigenes who are here. You see people here, most of them are people who come as a cosmopolitan area. We have everybody here. So our wish is we'll get a chance to work. When we check the Sales Bridge area, there are people who stays there. They have looted all the lands. When you check the aviation, we have people who normally sell on the street. They have looted all the lands. When we have common lands that we can easily use to do any business, this particular government and whoever is in authority come and take those lands. As if we don't have elders here. We have people here. Bella is a peaceful country. It's a peaceful town. As we mostly say, La Manfem from me, that anybody who is here is so handsome and beautiful. So the issue is we don't want to spoil anything. Before, you could see that we have a name called Abadi. People think we are so bad. We've changed that name into La. Because we are not bad anymore. Whoever thinks we are bad, we are not bad. And the reason why we are facing all this, wherever you make ends meet, and the government come in power to make sure it's coming to render you homeless, render you jobless, make sure you are going to suffer. That's the reason why we are suffering today.
How is the land grabbing issue, which has now dominated the national discourse, a problem for you as a young person of class, as somebody who does business, who grew up in come from the constituency?
The land grabbing issue is pathetic because during Nkrumah's time, what they found out is we have a high hill lands in La. The airport, the cantonment, the Abonis, okay, they are all, the cantonments are high hill lands. We, as the indigenes, mostly the indigenes normally dwell close to the sea because when they are coming, that's where they dwell. They left us here. Wherever the good lands are, the Burman Camp land, they took all in the usage to the government. So what we are trying to say now is, if the government couldn't use those lands, the first people that should be able to use the lands are we, the people, the indigenes. They have to contact us that they want to reconvene the land into another thing. So if we want to use the land, we are the first people to approach. But right now, we have seen that they are taking the lands. And since they are taking the lands from us, they are not telling us anything. And the reason why we have kept quiet is because we are a peaceful town. We don't want anybody to say, because we have ministers, we have people who are qualified to do anything in life. You understand? The youth can wake up today to say they will cease fire. Any work that is happening now should be ceased. And what are they going to say? Because when you get out there, you see that the government in power have policemen who are guarding those lands. And they have re-grabbed those lands. You see, when we check the Sales Bridge, as we all say, the place were earmarked for judges and the people from, Auditor General and co. They were using those places. Right now, how can the same land will be used for a supermarket? Will be used for a supermarket, and they keep saying that it is the housing corporation who is doing it. You see, it is so wrong to the extent that they have re-grabbed it, and what they are using it for is building flats for renters. And the first people who are supposed to reuse those lands are we, the people in La. You understand? But they don't do that. They don't favor us in any way. They came in because what we have seen that they said we are not been voting for this particular current government. So it's a punishment they are rendering to us. Go to the trade fair and see. They have redemarcated the whole place as if, they want to share as a booty. You understand? We are the first people for them to contact and let us know what is actually happening. I think when you don't communicate well to the people of La, the La people, for one reason or the other, will wake up one day. Because we cannot be here and our children will wake up tomorrow and say we are bad leaders. That's the reason why we keep talking about the land issue. So this is where we have reached now. But from now going, you see changes. Our people will wake up. And if our people wake up to talk about it, nobody can stop us anymore. Actually, nobody can stop us anymore when we stop talking about it. Because we are not going to joke any longer. Thanks so much.
Okay, so we've been joined by Ni Amasana Mwale, a former member of parliament for La Dadikotopon constituency. And welcome. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you too?
I'm well. The current issue dominating even national discourse is the concern about state lands that ideally were no more of use to the state. And if you take a look at what the Land Act does says, and then a constitution is supposed to revert back to the allodial owners or the original owners of the land, as in having the first right off, and then there will be a second recourse. I mean, that's what the law says, is that not it? As a former stakeholder or a key person who was in parliament at the time, and now one of the leading figures in the Dadikotopon constituency, how is that a concern for you? Have you made effort to get this addressed, etc.?
Well, thank you very much. I would say that the current government has made up its mind not to listen to anybody. Because if you look at,
has made up its mind not to
listen to anybody.
Why do you say so?
When it comes to land, they have made up their mind not to listen to anybody. That whatever they want to do is what they will do. In the first place, when you look at the trade fair, the lease has expired.
Yes.
The original lease has expired.
Okay. Yes, I'm told that.
And when the original lease expired, you have to go to the allodial owners and renegotiate. They did not renegotiate. And they extended it by another 100 years, which is illegal. So it's something that they will say, whatever that happens, let's do it, get our money into our pockets, and then when we go, another government will come and deal with it. Because if you are going to sue or we're going to do anything, it's the government who will go to sue. If you are going to struggle, it's the government that will go to struggle. Let me tell you one thing. I am old, but I want to do law. I want to be a lawyer so that I'll fight for the lands. That's my primary aim. I'm over 60.
Is that the only way you can fight for land people?
No, the thing is that I want to go to court. You understand?
You want to be the crusader yourself?
Yes, the crusader, because you are telling people to do A, B, C, D, and they are not doing it. Because maybe somebody, a certain hand has passed behind.
From land.
No, I said maybe a certain hand has passed behind. A certain hand has passed behind. And then they are looking on, as human beings. Oh, go and see A, B, C, D, and then they will calm down and they will do whatever that you want to do. We will stand up. And I've talked to certain people, I think this man includes it. We have talked to certain people and we will rise up. The people of land will rise up. Very soon we will rise up. Not to fight, but we'll go to court. We'll use the legal means to get all that are ours. The land that belongs to us, we'll get it from the government. We are not fighting, we are not going to use violent means. Demonstration and all those things is not doing this government anything. They don't care. So all what I'm saying is that the government should be ready. When I say government, I'm not saying MPP government.
The government of Ghana.
The government of Ghana should be ready. Because the people of La are going to fight back and then get their lands back. Because the lease has expired. We have to give the land back to us. And our chiefs, look, if our chiefs, you give the land back to our chiefs, and whatever they will do with it, they are doing it in our name. They are our chiefs. If they will sell the land, whatever they will do, it is not your concern. You understand? So all what I'm saying is that they have cheated us for far too long, and very soon we'll rise up and get our lands back.
And that was Roland over there in La Dade Kotopon, bringing us some live interaction from the community, talking about the last 2 lands and more. We are unfortunately going to have to cut that conversation there. It's time for us to cash out. If you dial *439#, it's time to win some cash. 1,000 cedis going out to 2 of you this morning on the show. All right. Can we stop, please? Cash out draw isn't happening the way it ought to happen. We might have to. We might have to. We might have to do this again. Okay, even though we don't see it. Okay, I need to know if the person has received the money or not. Have we received that money? All right, we've received the money. We couldn't show you the number there, but we have received. If you played, you should check your phone. You must have received 1,000 Ghana cedis if you won this morning. All right, so we gave out 1,000 cedis to 2 different people. So 2,000 cedis has gone out right now. Let's see who's celebrating their birthday today. All right, we'll bring you that in a moment. But if it's your birthday, we're wishing you a very special happy birthday to you. It happens to be the birthday of one of my favorite chefs in Accra, Fafa, Appetite by Fafa. It's your birthday tomorrow, actually. Happy birthday in advance to you, Appetite by Fafa. We're wishing you all the goodness and God's blessings and everything in between. And if it's your birthday and you couldn't send us a special request, we're sending prayers up for you. God bless you on this day, and we hope that you enjoy it. All right. It's Abigail's birthday. Abigail of Asago. Happy birthday to you. All right. Happy birthday to you, Felix Essel, CEO of Pan and Tilt. Have a good one. And to Mrs. Margaret Anagli, you're loved. And to Gertrude Ejekum, happy birthday. Jeremiah Achu Zodanu, happy birthday to you. And Na Louisa Kino Nelson, love you from your family. Emmanuel Nikwe Jani, it's your birthday today. Enjoy. Mrs. Jemima Makwashi, happy birthday to you. And Auntie Rahel, God bless you so much. All right, Elizabeth Akumening, God bless you. And also to Shane, you are blessed and graced and protected from your mother Bridget. And to Sikapa Oyeman Amponsa Dechi, happy birthday to you. Frederick Ni Adote Mofat, God bless you. Reverend Father Edmond Kwate, Parish Priest of All Saints, happy birthday to you, sir. To Godrika Na Akuye Dromo Adi, God bless you, little one. Josephine Samba of St. Teresa's School, happy birthday. And Amenue Catherine, God bless you, happy birthday. Portia, happy birthday to you, God bless you. Enjoy your day to the fullest. Reverend Emmanuel Williams, God bless you, happy birthday to you. And also to Brother Joseph Stewart, God bless you, happy birthday. And to this little girl, Florence Amabonsu Yaira, cheers to wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And to Etonam, have a blessed year ahead. From Clifford here at Media General, going out to you. That's our show for today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. with another edition of TV3 New Day. Goodbye.